Welcome to this mini-series where I document the early stages of my startup and my attempts at blowing my website idea up. So after graduating from college in 2019, I worked full-time in software engineering for about 2.5 years. I recently quit the 9-to-5 to pursue self-employment in the form of YouTube and building out my website, ratemydorm.com. Now, if you've been watching the videos, you've seen me talk about Rate My Dorm before, but in March of 2020, right when COVID lockdown started, I had this idea. I took inspiration from the massively popular ratemyprofessors.com, and I wanted to create a platform where college students could write reviews for college dorms because there wasn't any yet. Now, I came up with the idea of Rate My Dorm back when I was a freshman in college. Literally everybody was using Rate My Professors, and I was surprised there was no platform where people could write reviews on their dorms. So it wasn't until lockdown in 2020 did I get the inspiration to get started. I paid $2,500 to a private seller for the domains ratemydorm.com and ratemydorms.com. And it wasn't until after the transaction completed did the guy tell me that he was actually the creator of ratemyprofessors.com. And he told me he sold the website to a company a few years later and that he was gonna get around to doing ratemydorm.com, but he never got the chance to do it. One of his last emails to me was that if I do this right, I could sell it to the same company that bought Rate My Professors. So it was then that I feel that the $2,500 was a good investment and that this actually might be something big. So there it was, mid-lockdown, I just bought ratemydorm.com. More inspired than ever, I got started coding, and 1 month later, I launched the website. I was then tasked with phase 2, which was getting reviews. So the website was live and I needed to get reviews, but keep in mind, I wasn't making YouTube videos at the time, so I was forced to just rely on my social circle. Once I exhausted asking everybody that I knew from college to write a review and help me out, I went to social media and I stuck to Facebook groups and college subreddits. As lame as this sounds, I was spamming the ratemydorm.com link to all these college groups just to get the name out, just to get everyone to know that it exists and to write a review. I was very surprised with the success that I had on Reddit. It became the top voted post in like a dozen schools, and I was getting a lot of positive feedback in the threads below. Largely thanks to Reddit, Rate My Dorm got like over 1,000 reviews in the first month of being posted. So this was all back in March, April of 2020, and when it came to May, it was time for me to pack up all my things in New York City where I was living at the time because I was about to start a lease here in LA because I was moving here permanently. I got a new job when I moved here, working full-time in front end for one of my favorite websites, chess.com. And for the next year, I was working 40 hours a week, just coding every day, 9 to 5. And it was in that year that I got burned out from coding. And after 5 p.m. when I clocked out, I did not want to look at another line of code. And I especially didn't want to look at code on the weekends. So Rate My Dorm ended up dying down, and I kind of just stopped all efforts of trying to blow up the site. I guess I just got comfortable with a steady paycheck, but I also decided to start vlogging a few months later. And I turned to making videos as my new outlet when I wasn't coding. So in that entire 1 year, I was always thinking it would be so ideal if all I was doing day to day was working on YouTube and working on Rate My Dorm, that when I finally had that opportunity a few months ago, back in August, I took it. I quit my job, and in my grand I quit my job video, I said that I was quitting to do YouTube and to finally start on ratemydorm.com. But that was back in August, and for about 4 months, I still didn't really do anything. I kind of saw it as a vacation from coding and just a time for me to make videos. I don't know, but that was all up until about 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened. I was listening to a podcast from the founder of Twitch. But anyway, something inspired me to give Rate My Dorm a proper shot and to finally just stop taking a break from coding and to really push through on this thing. So as of 2 weeks ago, I made the decision to rewrite, redesign the entire website. I want to start from scratch, and for the past 2 weeks, that's pretty much what I've been doing for about like 12 hours a day, which is kind of why I haven't been posting very much. So Rate My Dorm right now currently sits at 3,000 reviews, and you might be wondering, why would I want to start from scratch, redo everything when the site's already built? Well, I made that website almost 2 years ago, and I've realized I've learned a lot about web development, and I realized how bad I was at it before, because there are a lot of things that I did wrong, that the idea of starting from scratch is much more exciting for me than going back to the messy code base and trying to fix everything up. I'm also using an entirely new tech stack, so that's what I've been working on the past 2 weeks, and I'm happy that I finally have this fire in me to start my own startup again. Later in this video, I'm going to talk more about how exactly I'm going to blow this site up and all the product and technical decisions surrounding that. So stay tuned for that. I'm about to head to the beach. More ratemydorm.com to come later. Okay.
Are you vlogging?
How do I start this off? You know, there's a lot of pressure around filming a vlog, but the best thing to do is just turn on your camera and start recording.
and hope for the best.
Eventually, when I'm on camera, like just things just manifest itself to me. Dude, look at the height difference right now. You look so small compared to me. It was raining and it was super cloudy all day, but we got to the beach hoping for the best, and now the skies are super clear, really sunny. I spilled the coffee on me.
How did that happen?
I was trying to film. We made it to the pier. It is the coldest day I've ever felt in LA. So windy. And Lana was like, Jed, can you please film me like twirling in sunset?
So here's a mini montage.
What did you say?
Just keep it like that.
Scare all the birds and go like this. See who gets pooped on first.
Okay, but you have to close your eyes and you go first.
Just spit in his mouth. You're right.
We're about to leave for dinner. Today is December 16 and I'm getting dinner with the roommates because it's Natalie's last day. She's heading out for Christmas break. So, last meal of the year. Here's my OOTD. I'm wearing a double layer because LA's getting really cold these days. So apparently they don't know what this game is, but we played it in Guam, and you go, it's like rock, paper, scissors, but for multiple players, like more than 3, and you go black and white. So this is white, this is black, and the odd one out is the winner or the loser.
Usually the loser. And right now we're gonna play for who's buying dinner.
Black and white.
Later.
Today we are going to get some dinner on this beautiful rainy day. You know why? Because we have no obligations.
You know, we've been working hard. Jen's been moving his fingers all day.
Oh yeah.
Getting that code in. Website still looks the same to me, but you know, he said it's improving. JK.
You know what I admire about you, Luke? You say a lot of mean things, but you always end it with just kidding. So you come off as nice at the end.
So that makes it okay.
Wow, this looks nice. Good choice.
Actually, did we eat here together?
We did.
We did.
And I had chicken teriyaki.
What? Wait.
My favorite thing about this camera is the addition of in-camera time-lapse. Cue the time-lapse in 3, 2, 1. That time-lapse was not worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly talk about my plans for Rate My Dorm for these next 2-3 months, because that's when I think I'm gonna finish it. So with version 1, the biggest difference there was that I didn't require people to make an account to write a review, which in hindsight was kind of a huge security risk. And I'm really glad that no one tried to mess with me or try to hack the site, because someone could have done really bad things to the database. I was new to this whole web dev full stack thing when I coded it the first time, which is why I'm really keen on coding this whole thing from scratch. Version 2, one of the biggest product decisions I'm making here is that people are gonna be required to authenticate their email. Okay, so for example, this is what I've coded so far. If you press sign in, you're gonna be prompted by putting in your email. And what I'm doing here is what you call passwordless sign-in, which means that all you have to do is click the link that was sent to you, and when you click it, it'll redirect you and you are signed in. Now, do I actually know that they're legit even though they authenticated their email? No. And one of the risks that I'm running here is that if I do launch the site and allow anyone with an email to write a review, I would be at the risk of getting fake reviews, which is something that I found a lot of people doing. After I pubbed Rate My Dorm in a previous video, I think everyone just went to ratemydorm.com after watching that video and then just left test reviews just to see how the interface worked. So what I'm doing here now is you can't just authenticate any email to write a review. You're gonna have to use an .edu email, which is the email that every college assigns to their students. And I'm actually gonna go one step further than that, where you need to have the correct email domain in order to write a review for that college. So for example, Boston University, my email was my name @bu.edu. I'm gonna do a check to make sure that their email matches the school that they're reviewing. And there is one problem there, and it's that a lot of colleges take away access to their emails for alumni. So essentially by doing this, I would mainly be targeting current students to get current reviews, which does make sense. I'm not too sad about that loss because I don't really want a review from a student that was a student 5 years ago, because that place could have been renovated, it could be really outdated. But I think the loss of getting less reviews is highly outweighed by the fact that I'll be getting true reviews from verified students. And I think that would make the site more legit. And yeah, I think that's gonna be enough of a Rate My Dorm update for today. This is just introductory. I'm gonna be coding this site for the next 3 months every day. So depending on how this video does, I will drop a part 2 integrated with a vlog. So, thanks for watching, guys.